Hello, Mr. Lander. It is time. So it got some water inside, sat on the hands. The watch is not running. I can't get it to do anything. Not sure why. Dialing is beautiful. Nice dark. Real, almost sort of an egg yolky burnt umber. Here's mine, and you can see the differences in the loom color. I'll do my best for your handset. The metal actually looks pretty good. There might be a little plating loss around that circle right there. Hopefully not a lot. And I'll do my best to lighten them up. Your dial looks great. April 1976. Well, nothing to it but to do it. So this shroud has been off a couple times. I mean, the threads on the screws definitely, I'm sorry, the heads on the screws show that. Somebody's taking this off. Dirty, dirty, dirty. But it's been a while. Just trying to get the bigger pieces off here. It's gonna go through an ultrasonic bath and that. These are so cool. One of the greatest things about these shrouds for this model is how they're ceramic coated on the outside and then high polish underneath. It's beautiful detail. There we go. Huh? The heck? Most of your rotating ring gasket is, where is it? Wow, look at how squished it was. I'm amazed this, I don't know what they used. I don't know what that is, but look, it's all smashed over on one side. You'll get that back and can play with it. Yeah, wow, wacky. Okay, I'll have to hand clean that. Now it's time. Yeah, it's definitely been opened before. You can see we've got some little bit of deformations here where somebody opened it up. So Let's try this. Okay, come on. Let's try this one. Hang on a second. Oh wow, the crystal wasn't even tightened down much at all. Good. Where'd my tweezers go? There's your crystal screw down ring. Here is your, this is your nylon gasket. These are not for waterproofing. These are just to make sure the crystal doesn't crack in any way when you're screwing that thing down. So that can be cleaned and reused. Now let's look for my tweezers where I don't know where I put them. They would have been right here. What the heck, Spencer? Okay, looks like somebody borrowed my tweezers without asking, and I don't know where they are anymore. Let me see if I can get them off. Okay, looking at your watch, whoever put this together the last time was not really up on what it is they were supposed to do. Your crystal gasket is damaged. There's your crystal, and you can see the AR layer on the underneath of the dial. It's easy to scratch that. In fact, somebody already has. See the scratches there? Okay, I'll hand clean that and we'll make that look as nice as we can. Your crystal gasket is dead. Somebody installed it incorrectly and squished it. No more. Thankfully, I have NOS originals. There's that. Here's your chapter ring. Come on. Okay, you ready for it? Pull that movement. Let's find out what we're going to find out. I have no idea what we're going to see in here. I have no idea how much water got into the movement. There is some dial discoloration. All right. Stop that. There we go. Yeah, you still have your movement your stem rest washer. Good, that is complete. Let's get this moving out. Ew. Okay, definitely got some rust in here. Look at the screw. This. Might have run. Did it run for a little bit? Nope. Okay. Let me get those hands off of there. Where in the heck? There it is. There. Oh, come on. Stop it. There. Stop it. Okay. It goes over there. Okay. I see one servicing mark inside your case back. Right there. ST1002 something. Probably, not even probably, absolutely where the water got in was because because this crystal ring was smashed over. They didn't put it in right. Because it doesn't look like anything got in through that stuff. That is the that's the the soldering, how they solder in these things. I'm gonna take off this gasket. I have to be right on top of it because this C-clip right there, those are just famous for going kapoink and vanishing into the darkness. So let us now pull your dial. Loose. Yep, your dial is dated March 1976, the month before your caseback date of April 1976. Your dial is 100% original to this watch, I would swear. In a court of law, if I had to. Okay. Rusty screw. It's super rusty, this rusty screw. Let's see where the thread is. We're obviously going to be replacing the screw, which is cool because I have a ton of them. See now? You can get the screw out of there. Come here. No. Yeah, I gotta dress this screwdriver. Got it. Wow. Wasn't worried about that. When the screw first slips, okay, that's junk. You will get that back. Along with your other bad parts, assuming there are some, whatever, you're going to still get them. Okay. Is the weight? There we go. A little bit of corrosion. That's 6159B. First step, let's get that balance out of there. Sharpen my tweezers. little bit more. Come on, out we get it. Come on, out. Okay. Well, it's super dirty, obviously. Get this winding bridge apart. One of the specialized parts for 6159 is the pawl lever where the jewel is capped off. That's what we got there. Okay. Wow. Rust. Let's get that stuff off of there. You can see your upper mainspring arbor jewel. Something the 6150 blanks, and 6146 and all that all came with those jewels, so we don't need to install them because they're already there. I still don't know what's stopping the train from running. I mean, we're going to find out here pretty soon. I can get the train to turn, but only backwards. Got some rust here. Oh boy, that screw is rusted in. Okay. I'm going to get this diafix setting out when I can be right on top of it. I don't want to do it right now. I want to be right on top of it so I don't lose it. Come on, you. I think I'm getting it. Oh. Yeah. It's not happy about coming out, but hopefully I don't snap it. Boy. Boy, please, please, please do not break off. Boy, I hope I can get this off of here. Yikes, come on. Okay, no, no, no. Almost there. Oh boy, come on, don't snap. Oh my goodness gracious, I did that. Whew. Rust. I'm gonna have a lot of hand cleaning. Stop it. Come on, let's get back in there. There we go. Hand fell asleep. More rust. What's up with this barrel? It looks okay. Okay, fourth wheel came out great. Third wheel looks okay. Packing lever. Your center wheel's rusted. So we found one thing. Got all this rust here, but you can see right there? That is what was stopping the watch from running, because the teeth are all glued together. See that? And it can't mesh. So that's your problem. Your center wheel is junk. I believe I have them. I'm gonna find out. That is our problem. That is why the watch was not running. Right there. Boom. I will open this and clean it. Because I want to look at what's going on in there. I want to look at that arbor. Yep, there you go. There's your problem. Bad center wheel. Bad, bad, bad. Bad, 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 bad center wheel. Okay, let's get this part done. Okay, those all came apart nicely. This side, the calendar side, is exactly the same as any other 6000 series. It's no different. Well, except for the canyon pinion and hour wheel. Sorry, let's be accurate, huh? Come here. Oh, stop it. Same setup as the 6105, by the way. I'm talking about the keyless works there. Sorry, I'm speaking out loud. All this stuff, it's the same thing as a 6105 or a 6138, where it's got this kind of setting lever with wheel. It's real standard. This one has the extra lever added to be able to pop it out of a one-piece case. Definitely got some grossies in there. I can pull this because that's pain-free. Let's do that. Oops. Come here. And again, just like with the other one in the die fix, I'm going to do that off screen so I can see what the heck I'm doing. And I got to pull those keyless works apart. Oh, darn it. I didn't want to do that. Yeah. See, I want to be right on top of that when I do these things. Darn it. That's what I get. I'm sitting here daydreaming, and the next thing you know, There it is. There's your bad center wheel. All rusted. I mean, I could probably clean it up. I just don't know how much damage has been done to the teeth. So I've got to go look for that part now. See what I've got. Okay, let me do that. Here's the inside of your mainspring barrel. There is an arbor. It's dirty. I haven't seen how worn it is. In theory, these barrels are supposed to be permanently sealed. You just have to open the other side. They need to be opened. They need to be cleaned. Dirty, dirty, dirty. And there is our mainspring. Okay. I have to get all of this cleaned up, and then we will get this done. Okay. I'm gonna run everything through the ultrasonic now. Okay. This is the top to your mainspring barrel. You can see it's all chewed up here. I have one that's good. It's used, but it's better. So I am gonna drop that one in because it's a lot smoother, much less wear on the inside. Also, your mainspring arbor got some rust on it, so that needs to be replaced. Lastly, your mainspring gave up the ghost. It snapped right off where the bridle sits. So I needed to replace it. I have exactly one 6159 mainspring left, and you are getting it. I'm going to put that cap on there, and then we're going to go. This has taken a tremendous amount of work to achieve. This is basically what a 6159 runs at. I've never gotten them to run hotter in the 230s and the 240s. 220s seems to be about where they want to sit. And here's the trippy part. I did this with your original center wheel. Why, you ask? Why are you using my original center wheel? Because replacement center wheels basically are impossible to find. I have a bunch for the A movements, but not one for the B. And they are not interchangeable. So I cleaned the ever-loving heck out of your center wheel, and it's a runner. I'm still adjusting. And what we're looking for here is we want to see the same accuracy dial up and dial down and the same amplitude dial up and dial down. You don't want to see any major changes. I'm still doing fine adjust on the accuracy. Let's checking in. These are great numbers. This is where mine runs at. There is your completed movement. You can see you no longer have a rust-covered screw for your oscillating weight. Everything's rotating as it should, and as clean as I can make it. Let's keep going. Okay, I'm working on the next thing, which is your battery change. I just got your crystal retaining off. It wasn't hard to do, but I noticed that your crystal is broken in two places. Somebody really cranked it down. You can see there's a broken edge there, and there's another broken edge there. So this crystal is not usable. It's dead on two sides. I'm going to look through my crystals and see what I've got. I mean, you can in theory put this crystal back in, but it's missing a huge chunk of the sealing surface on each side of this crystal. In theory, that is what this nylon ring is supposed to prevent, but it did not prevent it. So we're going to go from there. Your case is actually also pretty dirty, so I'm going to need to, if we're putting a new crystal in this and doing this right, this should all be cleaned. So we need to do this as a case rebuild. Okay, there's your crystal. And you get that big chunk out of the side of it there. You can barely see it. You can see it right there. That is glass, broken glass, still stuck to the L gasket. I have new L gaskets. I just don't like the idea of broken glass and, you know, gaskets together, so we should probably replace that too. Okay, this is the golden 7C46 tuna rotating ring. I have the watches back together with replacement crystal. Just was looking at this because of course you want to clean everything. I don't know if you can see it. Probably can't. But in that channel, it's all rust. So I'm going to need to clean this up and make that all better. This gasket is bad. Your crown gasket was bad. That's your crown gasket. This gasket goes around the underneath between the dial and the movement. It provides cushion for the chapter ring, or the rehaut, if people want to call it that. This one, it had expanded, and so I couldn't drop the thing, and I had to replace that gasket. So right now we're looking at, you know, it is. So let me keep going. I got to clean this up. And there you go. 2 tunas. This one took more work than I was expecting. That's the replacement crystal. This is out of my own personal stuff. This crystal is almost perfect. It has a tiny little point right there, but it is hugely improved over your old crystal, which you have right there. It's in there, and you can look at it. You can see the broken parts of the edges of the crystal. They're right there. See that break? No good. Cannot use it. So that's the one I've got. Massively improved. Here is, oh, what else was I going to say about this? It's interesting. It had it's so nice, and yet it had corrosion inside the rotating ring. And the crystal, of course, was cracked. But like there's an internal gasket that goes around that cushions the chapter ring, if you want to call it that. And yours was too big. I couldn't actually get the chapter ring to seat down. I had to replace that. And I replaced this rotating ring gasket, and I replaced the crown gasket because your crown gasket was flattened. And here's this thing. I am amazed and pleased and delighted that this is now a runner. The fact that I brought that center wheel back to life is, well, I guess, necessity is the mother of invention. Your hand's cleaned up pretty well. The loom is still darkened, you can see that, but it's much cleaner than it used to be. The metal surface on the sweep hand's peppery, a little hazed, and that's not dirt or anything on it. This is that because of the water that sat on it, it sort of hazed the surface and broke through to the brass in a few pieces, little flaky bits. But all the loom is original. So here are all of the pieces. There's your mainspring, there's your arbor, there's the barrel to the cap to the barrel right there, there's a crown gasket, there are the other gaskets, there's the 7C43 battery, which is dead. I don't know. That's pretty much about it. They're ready to be back with you, with your wrist as their home. And you can get back all this stuff and play with it. And that's about it. Thank you so very much.